What is happening there, Reject Nation? Greg and John here. Quick scoop of the morning. Basically, we met up at 5:30 in the morning. Thought the Shang-Chi trailer was coming out at 6 a.m. It didn't. People were saying it's not coming out for a few weeks. So we ended up shooting a breakdown reaction to the article that came out on Entertainment Weekly. Shot for like 35 minutes. After the trailer did come out and we shot a reaction for it, I was like, all right, let me just edit the Entertainment Weekly one. Mike actually wasn't plugged all the way in. There's no audio. I was like, oh, great. So with that in mind, Paul from Heavy Spoilers, I talked with him a few months back about possibly covering one of his videos one of these days, and he was absolutely fine with it. So I was like, well, change of plans. Let's check out the Shang-Chi trailer breakdown, characters explained, Easter eggs, and things you missed from Heavy Spoilers. If you guys have not subscribed to Heavy Spoilers, do it. He is killing it on YouTube as of late, to put it lightly. Guy goes trending like every freaking week. So he'll be at 1 million subscribers soon enough. Anywho, let's see what he's got to say. Educate us, man.
Welcome to the Heavy Spoilers Show. I'm your host Paul, and huge happy birthday to Simu Lee, who is likely celebrating with
we call Simu Liu.
Shang-Chi. The movie stars
he might have mispronounced it. We might have mispronounced it.
He's the first Asian superhero to head up a Marvel movie.
Right.
Sorry, Scarlett Johansson. The trailer is incredible, and throughout this video, we're going to be discussing some of its characters, the Easter eggs, things you missed, and everything you need to know about it. If you enjoyed the video, then please smash a thumbs up and make sure you subscribe for content like this each and every day. We are currently covering Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and you definitely don't want to miss our breakdown on the finale coming this Friday. So make sure you get it locked in, yeah? Now, with that out of the way, thank you for clicking this. Now let's get into our breakdown of Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. Okay, so the Ten Rings are an organization that you will likely remember from the first Iron Man movie. The terrorist organization was hired by Obadiah Stane to kidnap Tony Stark, and they pretty much put him on the path to become Iron Man. Iron Man 3 starred Guy Pearce as Aldrich Killian, who was posing as their leader, the Mandarin, and the Marvel one-shot that accompanied that film showed the actor Trevor being confronted by one of their members in prison.
I bet we will see Trevor Slattery maybe early on in this movie, and I imagine he'll either be tortured, in prison, or killed.
Just like, his head on a pike.
Yeah, very early on. Or that'd be kind of cool too, actually.
That'd be
punishment.
Yeah, man. Darker Marvel.
The actor Trevor being confronted by one of their members in prison. Killian taking on the moniker caused a lot of controversy, and Kevin Feige has stated that they're righting that wrong by having the real Mandarin appearing in this film. Yay! Now, the movie itself is apparently going to show the criminal empire that he has amassed over the years. This film is actually set to show events that happened between the snap and the blip, as well as the aftermath of it, bringing us fully up to speed with the MCU.
Cool.
If you cast your mind back to Endgame, you'll remember that there was a big bit with Hawkeye in which he was taking down mobsters in Tokyo.
Yeah.
This arc is apparently going to be expanded on, and we will follow certain members of the Ten Rings as they seize
Origins
power
of the
in
haircut.
collective society. Though we might not see things from Hawkeye's perspective, we could see these mobsters potentially popping up in the movie, explaining certain parts in Endgame. It's all connected. Now, as for the Mandarin, the film is going to be making him not only the leader of the Ten Rings, but also the father of Shang-Chi. This differs quite a lot from the comic books, as in those it was Fu Manchu who was his dad.
Woo!
However, Marvel came out and said that because he played on a lot of stereotypes that he's a bit of a problematic character, and thus they've decided to combine both the Mandarin and Fu Manchu into, well, the Mandarin.
I talked about this a little bit in the reaction. I'm loving the fact of how personal it's automatically going to be from the fact that this is his father, essentially. The MCU has dealt so much with parental figures before, and then you had Guardians of the Galaxy 2, which had Ego. The villain of the movie is the main character's father, but this will be much more direct, where it seems like right from the offset, we know he's the bad guy.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, and we're going to see him probably throughout various stages of Shang-Chi's life, too, because of all, like, I love the trailer showed us so many different ages along the way of the training and the relationship. Like, it looks like, yeah, we've had some dads in the MCU that are prominent characters, but it looks like we're going to actually explore the relationship.
And it is smart to not include Fu Manchu at the same time.
Absolutely smart, yes.
Asian representation all the way. Pinoy pride in the house. Caucasian pride in the house.
Sure.
This is something similar to what they did with Whiplash, who was a combination of Crimson Dynamo and, well, whiplash. Now, there's actually a big article on Wikipedia that talks about the controversy that Fu Manchu has caused over the years, such as his nonsensical name, the fact he's basically just a stereotype, and also that he said in a book once, "Kill the white man and take his woman." So yeah, just
Jesus,
avoid all
I didn't know that.
I'm
Thank
quite
you.
happily married with my wife now, played by
she
Tony
is
Lueng. Director
not as
Destin
beautiful
Daniel
as you.
Cretton has said that they want to smash Asian stereotypes, and that the Mandarin will be the character to do this. So yeah, Fu Manchu, he's about as popular as Armie Hammer is at a vegan meetup, and thus, in my opinion, they've definitely done the right thing. As for Shang-Chi, in the MCU, he's been trained by his father in the ways of martial arts since he was a child, and the character has very much seen the ins and outs of the criminal organization. In the source material, they never out and out said what his powers and abilities are, and depending on what you read, very much.
But he can
depends on
clone
the
himself.
Though he has possessed superhuman abilities from time to time, on the whole, Shang-Chi tends to just be a normal person with a very certain set of skills. Because of this, Shang-Chi is a next-level athlete that's often referred to as the greatest empty-handed fighter in the Marvel Universe. Move over, Iron Fist, you stupid chump. Get the hell out of here. Now, Shang-Chi has mastered Chi, and because of this, he's able to push his body beyond the usual limitations that normal people face. He could basically do a trailer breakdown 20 minutes after the trailer releases, which is almost as fast as me, eh? God damn. Now, being able to tap into this energy force means that he has a heightened sense of awareness to everything around him. I don't think I'm spoiling anything here by saying that the film will pretty much revolve around him going toe-to-toe with his father, and he will likely wrestle with whether to keep it in the family like Steve and Sharon Carter, or become his own man that fights for truth and justice. Spoiler alert, it's probably the latter. He's also going to be joined...
But they did say, I believe not long ago, it might have been the director who came out, I can't remember who, it would include his ability to clone himself. Kind of like Naruto's shadow clones. He'd only be able to use it minimally during some fight scenes, actually, which would be really cool to see brought to life. I didn't see any of that in the trailer. It's supposed to be in the movie.
I saw it all over the trailer.
Yeah, man.
What did you miss? No, yeah, that would be super cool to see.
He's also going to be joined by his estranged sister, Jia Ling, who will also be the Mandarin's daughter. Spoiler alert again. Now, I kind of feel that if the Mandarin gets taken down in this film, that she might step into his shoes and could end up becoming the villain in any feature films.
Some people were speculating that the Awkwafina might have been the sister character, follow Sui, but apparently it's just a friend Katie.
Ares has said that Shang-Chi is one of the only people on Earth that could stand toe-to-toe with the god, and though he probably won't be facing off against them, we do know that Fin Fang Foom will be in the film, and that this dragon supervillain will probably cause a lot of issues
For
too.
sure will be in
It's
it?
going to be interesting to see how they pull this off, but I kind of feel that they're going to weave this in as a challenge for Shang-Chi to take on. In the comics, however, he is a big supervillain, so they might even have it all connected to the Ten Rings, and this could come as a big shock to Shang-Chi, who discovers that his father is in league with the monster. That might lead to him uncovering the truth, but again, all fan theories at the moment. The Funko Pops for the character show that he's called the Great Protector, so who knows, he might even be the good guy. The next big character...
I thought it was just a rumor that Fin Fang Foom would be in this. I didn't know it was actually confirmed.
Those toy leaks, man.
Fin Fang Foom, also Iron Man villain. I did hear that there is, if you watch Iron Man 1, there is a billboard that has Fin Fang Foom on it. Ooh. I never saw it, but maybe if I Google it right now and include it in this video, then here it is.
The next big character we need to discuss is Katie, who, according to the wiki, is Shang-Chi's friend. Friend being in quotation marks, I'm guessing. Now, according to interviews, she's going to be thrust into a world where she doesn't really know what to do, and at the same time, she'll be discovering things about herself. We also have Jia Li, as well as Razor Fist.
Razor
Fist is a supervillain
Fist!
that has no superpowers, but like Shang-Chi, he has quite a high level of stamina and strength. After honing his body to perfection, he decided to take the next logical step and replace his hand with a blade. Makes sense. Now, in the comics, there's been 3 versions of the character, with some cutting off both hands, whilst others just did the one. Makes it a nightmare when you have a girlfriend if you do both, so this version is just going to have the one. Now, there's also going to be Ronnie Cheng as John John, and Michelle Yeoh as Jaya Nan. She's previously featured in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
Oh,
but at the moment, they
yeah.
are doing a lot of things with actors playing different people, so...
I totally
guess it's
forgot
just
about
one of
that.
those things. Now the trailer
I
starts
totally
off with the
forgot about
Mandarin
that.
discussing
Yeah.
how he's allowed Shang-Chi to have
Wiped a
10
lot of
years to
Guardians
live his
2
life.
from my mind.
We know that he's had a good time during this, but now he's being called back to do his family duties. We see him as a valet and also hanging out with some friends, taking selfies, just
That's
a normal
Ronnie Chang.
life.
Yeah.
Now 10 is an important number as he was also trained for 10 years as a boy, which we see in the first look. This training chronicles him growing up, and it's clear he was put through his paces in order to be the best. It's here we're introduced to Death Dealer as well, who is one of his father's closest allies. Shang-Chi is definitely going to be going head to head with him at several points as he tries to take his dad down,
Yeah.
and expect to see some amazing fight sets with this character. Now this training was put in place so that the most dangerous people in the world wouldn't be able to kill him. Being the son of the head of a criminal empire obviously makes him a target, and the Mandarin was likely worried that he might be captured and used for ransom. This could explain why we see him doing low-level jobs throughout the trailer, as they might have been put in place for him to keep a low profile.
They're reenacting the Key and Peele sketch.
Yeah.
Where they're gonna
Yeah.
we're gonna go through all the Marvel movies.
Right, man. Yeah. That Mandarin's dope. That Mandarin's dope.
They had Trevor Slattery in the movie, and it wasn't the Mandarin after all. It wasn't the Mandarin. It wasn't the Mandarin. But sure, they got the Mandarin in.
It wasn't the real Mandarin's dope.
It's here that we also get a close look at Razor Fist here. Now it looks like there's also going to be some supernatural elements in the film, such as some giant beasts and sideways water. That's a scientific term. Now the film seems to be very steeped in the elements, and there could be people who can control water. It seems like the Mandarin is almost the one doing it at one point, as he opens up a vault, making me think that he is perhaps the one doing it.
Yeah,
However, that
cool.
might be wrong, but with so many changes to the source material, you just don't know. Now we get a closer look at the beasts later on, and I'm guessing just in the same way that rhinos were used in Black Panther, that this will happen with them and also the winged creatures.
Cool.
At one point we see that the Mandarin has 10 rings around his wrist, 5 on each side, and these power up in the trailer. There's a bit where someone is using something similar to destroy a table, and I'm guessing that this is the Mandarin possessing superhuman abilities at this point. There's also an interest.
Well, I thought that was from the flashback earlier when you see him walking with young Shang-Chi, right?
Yeah, it looks like the reverse of that shot or whatever. It
later
looks like
on
the
in that
business he
moment. Yeah.
came in to do.
There's also an interesting part in which he fights his sister in what seems to be a tournament. Shang-Chi was very much the favorite, and thus she's had to go off and craft her
Damn,
own legend,
great stunt
potentially
work.
taking part in things like this. This is why I think that she will take the mantle at some point, and this fight definitely sets up their rivalry. Now speaking of Razor Fist, Shang-Chi fights him on a bus at one point, and we really see how good the martial art is going to be in this movie. It looks incredible, and I love the fight scenes on display here. There's also a shot of ancient times, potentially showing a battle that happened centuries ago involving the 10 rings. Now I might be digging too
It was during
deep,
the blip.
but the shot we see of the Mandarin in the trailer at one point makes him seem like he's dressed in ancient attire. The character might even be immortal in this movie, and we could see his very first battle happening
Love the
here.
frame with the rings
The Ten
behind
Rings
him,
is
man.
an organization
absolutely.
that's existed over the
great
millennia,
shot.
so if he lives forever, then it does make a lot of sense why he's managed to keep control. As mentioned earlier, Shang-Chi is someone that can take on superpowered beings, and therefore having his dad have certain abilities, it just makes the stakes higher. It's even possible that the 10 Rings themselves grant superhuman abilities, and this is where the legend of the 10 Rings comes from, to Captain Obvious. Now, they seem like a MacGuffin similar to the Infinity Stones, and the Mandarin wearing them, clearly having advanced abilities, it all just makes sense. Now,
I am wondering if they're gonna simplify the 10 rings down a little bit.
Not give each of them their own specific power and force.
They're all so specific, and it might be a little too much.
Yeah, everything in this trailer at least suggests that they're some kind of power conduit that all need to be working together in some variety.
Exactly.
But
Yeah.
you never know. I can imagine them wanting to differentiate from the Infinity Stones specifically, but I wouldn't be surprised if maybe they come up with some alternate mythology of like, when they're all working together, it's this way, but even just one of them is powerful in this way. Or
Yeah,
something.
because in the comics, it's like alien technology where you got it from, and that links to Fing Fang Foom. But I don't know, we'll see. We'll see.
Now the trailer ends with a bus crash scene that's very similar to Speed, with the Sandra Bullock-esque character doing the driving while
Good
Shang-Chi
call.
busts up the bad guys. It's a great way to end it, and I can't wait to see it. And I know she's not called the Sandra Bullock trailer yet. I know exactly who she is. Anyway. Now, as for my thoughts on the trailer, I
Sounded like
have
an
to say I
improvised
really
joke there.
That was a
enjoyed
great
it.
little
I
trail
think
off.
Marvel is actually starting to really shed light on different cultures, and if they can pull it off with Black Panther, I'm sure they can do it with this too. I really want to see some cool martial arts in this movie, and it looks like it could be something really, really special. Though I'm not too well versed in the Shang-Chi mythos, I did the reading last night and
Shang-Chi.
became an
That's
expert,
right.
and I'm really glad to see what this movie is going to do.
I did the
We've
reading
got a
last
lot of
night.
Marvel
Became an
stuff
expert.
coming up this year.
That's funny.
And it feels great that after a year of delays that we're getting all this content coming thick and fast.
Hell yeah.
Really, really liked it, and I'd of course love to hear your thoughts on the trailer. If there's anything I missed, let me know. If there's a character you think is going to be bigger, let me know. And if you just hated my accent and pronunciation, then let me know. As a thank you for
I
interacting
love
with the
that
video,
part the
you'll be
most.
entered into a prize draw on the 30th of April, in which we're giving away 3 copies of Zack Snyder's Justice League in 4K. All you have to do to be on the chance of winning is like the video, make sure you subscribe with notifications on, and drop a comment below with your thoughts on the trailer.
Great job, man.
The winners of last month's competition are on screen right now, so if that's you, then message me on Twitter at Heavy Spoilers. If you want something else to watch, then make sure you check out our breakdown of Madame Hydra, which is going to be linked on screen right now. The character
Watched
popped
it on
up
my
in the
own, man. It
latest
was good.
episode of Falcon and the Winter Soldier, so it's definitely worth watching if you have any questions about her. That out of the way, thank you for sticking through the video. I've been Paul, let's see you next time.
See ya,
Take
Paul.
care, peace.
Oh, thanks, Paul.
Rumor is Mordo might be in it too. Omega Red, Spiral, WizKid. There's a whole bunch of characters that are expected to be in here during that tournament. Every new Marvel movie is, does this open up the door for mutants? and maybe in the tournament we'll get a declared mutant character, which would be really awesome. Anyway, this was a great breakdown. Really loved it. Thank you for putting it together. Guys, subscribe to Heavy Spoilers if you haven't done so already. Subscribe to the Real Rejects. Click that notification bell. Hit that like button. Catch you guys soon.